Hey, what's up YouTube? Dope as Yola here. Hope you're having a dope ass day. Welcome back to another video. And if you haven't seen my page pop up in a while, hopefully this video is in your recommended. I have been on the bad side for a while. I've been in timeout, been restricted, shadow banned, all that terrible stuff has been happening to my channel. But without getting too into it, I woke up this morning and YouTube made me a partner again. I never thought in my life I would be in the good graces of YouTube again. First off, shout out to whoever approved that. I don't know how it happened, but I'm back. They let me back in the program. So first off, like I said, thank you so much to YouTube for letting me be here. I will try to be good. So this episode, guys, I want to test something out since I'm back on the YouTube partners and I'm doing good and I'm in their good graces. So in this video, guys, I'm not going to smoke or cuss. This is my experiment. I want to see if YouTube is really letting me back. And if they are, I will try my best to be in your good graces. Doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and not smoke anymore. It's not going to happen. I'm just trying it in this episode because I want to see. It's been 3 to 4 years since I've been in the YouTube program, monetization stuff. So I couldn't believe it this morning, guys. I came here to film another video. That happened and went, nah, we're filming this video first. So this is what's been going on, guys. Months ago, everything was going bad. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try my best to still make videos, but also let's do the Adventures of Yola channel. If you don't know what that is, the Adventures of Yola is my second channel. It's a vlog channel, completely family friendly. No smoking, no cussing, but I'm monetized, recommended. We're at like 230,000 subscribers. I just, I don't push it as hard as I do this channel because I like this content. This is the content I like to make. But when I was thinking, how am I gonna make a clean video on the Dope as Yola channel? Something that I can get off quick because I want to test this experiment out and see if my videos are actually going to get shown again. So this is what's happening. For the past 2 months, I have been dropping story times, vlogs, Q&As on the Adventures of Yola channel every single week, every Wednesday at 3. Every Thursday at 3, there's a video on this channel. Every Monday at 3, there's a podcast. And now every Wednesday, there's a video on the Adventures of Yola channel. So if you guys are always saying, why don't you do more story times? There's like 6 of them over there that I put out that aren't even on this channel. So today I'm going to give you a little guide through what's been going on in my other YouTube life, and let's test this out. YouTube, thank you so much for letting me back in your good graces. The YouTube partner program, still cannot believe I got that message this morning. Mind blowing. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. Drop a like because it actually matters now. Drop a like, subscribe, notification bell. I can't believe the Dope as Yola channel is back on the YouTube partner program. I know I've said it like 6 times. I'm just shocked. So here we go. I'm gonna take you through a little journey over the past couple months. This is the Adventures of Yola channel. And remember, guys, this video, don't think like, damn, Thomas, I waited a week for you to drop a video and it's not even smoking. It's not even a normal video. This is just an extra video, guys. This is an experiment. We still got many videos every Thursday, just like normal. So the first video I'm gonna talk about, 2 months ago, I dropped this video. Boom, right here on the screen, UFO story time. If you heard me on the podcast recently, I have seen so many things in my life. I'm from Merced. The valley is full of UFO sightings. I have seen so much stuff and I've been nervous to talk about it because it's scary. Usually when you have a big platform, you don't talk about stuff that the government shuns. We've all seen the movies. Movies aren't believable to you, to me. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna shut up. But since I've been seeing so many things on the news about, CNN and the UFOs and sightings, I think I'm okay to talk about it. So this UFO story time, guys, is about 30 minutes long. Please, if you have some time, these are never before told. I have not talked about these on the podcast, on the Adventures of Yola, Dope as Yola. It's just this video. I've never mentioned it. For those of you that don't believe in aliens, you probably don't want to watch it because you're gonna think I'm stupid. Also, don't care. If you do believe in aliens and you have an open mind and you're not a bigot, remember, I have seen some stuff, and I know a lot of people are like, yeah, you're lying. I would just not make the video. There's other story times I could have done. I just did that one because I finally felt like, yo, it's on the news. I'm allowed to talk now. So right now, I'm gonna roll a little snippet of this video. As soon as this video is over, go watch these all in a row, guys. Brand new story times on the Adventures of Yola channel. This is UFO story time on the Adventures of Yola. I just know, like, thank God I'm not crazy. Me and Rosie really did. And the thing they saw and put on the news was exactly the same thing I saw. So basically, guys, for weeks and weeks, me and Rosie were just like dwelling on it. We're looking out our window. I'm gonna be honest, I was nervous. I'm like, yo, I got pictures of this thing. Does it know? I'm just tripping. I ate too much candy one night maybe, and I'm just, this alien's gonna come abduct me. And I still don't know what it was, guys, but it was in the newspaper and that just reassured me. I saw it on the news, like, not crazy. Now that we're back, I'm gonna tell you what else I've been doing on the Adventures of Yola channel. Say Fight story time, season 1 on Dope as Yola channel. I did like 7 stories. When I first started doing story time, I would pick a topic, think of every single occurrence in my life, push it all into one video, put it out. What does that mean? There could have been Fights story time part 5. Instead, I put 8 stories in one. So I figured maybe there's new fans out there that's never seen the Dope as Yola channel. Why don't I just start a following on the Adventures of Yola? So what I did is I went through some old story times, picked out a few stories stories from the Dope as Yola channel so I could tell them on the Adventures channel. And I know a lot of people got so upset, like, you're recycling stories, you're getting lazy. First off, I don't get paid on the millions of views on this channel. I was simply trying to make some money on the Adventures of Yola channel to make up for the filming. Also, sometimes people haven't seen that stuff, and I'm a way better storyteller now than I was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, it was the first time I ever talked on camera. Now, I am seasoned. I know what I'm talking about. I can build the story for you and let you walk through my brain. You can see everything. That's why people like my stories. So that's why I went back through and started picking out some good ones. Maybe the first time I forgot to even talk about some stuff. So these ones are super detailed stories. So this story time that I'm about to show you, this is Adventures of Yola channel. It's called Car Crash. If you've been a fan for a long time, you remember this story, and there's so much more added into it now. The #1 comment on the Adventures of Yola channel is, "I'm not even mad that I've heard this. You're telling it way better." Thank you guys. I read the comments, I respond. I know I do this as a job, but that makes me hyped. Like, knowing that people are, yeah, man, keep doing it. Like, it makes me motivated. So thank you. So I'm gonna let this clip roll, and this is the Adventures of Yola channel, Car Crash story time. Today's story, I don't understand how I've never told it. I look at her and she's like, "Are you all right?" She's in full scrubs, nurse. I look at her and I'm like, I think, and as soon as I'm about to say, I'm okay, I think I'm okay, she's looking at me, she does this. And backs up with her hands up. And the first thing I think of, like, oh my God, my teeth, my face, what? The way she looked at me like, what did I do? Oh my God. And the first thing I think of is like, oh no, how bad is it? Remember when I said I had a bunch of sacked up candy? My center dash is exploded. There are so many sacks of candy all over my lap, like all over my passenger seat, all over the floor. There's money all over my car. Remember, after this, go watch all these story time, guys. I really appreciate it. Leave a like. I'm paid on that channel. It helps. On to the next one. This one is how football changed my life. You guys have heard my football story time. This one, I feel like I can go watch those first episodes and look at how unorganized I was in the story building and the telling and bringing you along. You may not think that, but as a person looking back on the work I've done, I like the way I talk now. It flows a lot better. So I did the story time, how football changed my life. It is 30 minutes long. It is extensive, and I got upset. Go ahead and watch that, guys. I'm gonna let this clip roll. This is, once again, on the Adventures of Yola channel. Go subscribe. This is how football changed my life, story time. He hated me so much, but he knew how good I was. So he would always like, "Oh, you're hanging out with those guys, huh?" Like with Joe, Anthony, and Ryan. "Oh, you're hanging out with them? You know what leads that, right? You know what they lead to, right?" He would always, like, you know, people you're around. Think about who you're around. Cut your hair. He was the worst football coach ever. I hate him. Coach Scheidt from Merced High. I'll say his name. I hate him. Not anymore because it's irrelevant, but back then, hated him. Now, feel bad for him because he's picking on kids in a small town as his career. You know that fool's not happy with his life. So I feel bad for him now that I know, because he's probably depressed. Back then, I just thought he was a jerk abusing his authority. So what happens, guys? Anthony Avila comes up to me, Josh Anastasio, Brett Dawkins, like, "Yo, your number's still waiting, bro. Why didn't you go?" I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna go at lunchtime." I had to go get my paperwork. I didn't go during break. I was avoiding all of my teammates, like, how am I gonna let these fools know that I'm not playing with you anymore? And none of them ate candy. None of my line, my teams, none of them ate candy. I was the only delinquent. Up next, this is not a story time. This is a vlog. You guys know I did my very first meet and greet. Where did I do it? Merced, California, my hometown. Shout out to GB from Merced, the artist, the rapper. He has a shoe store out there. He let me go do the pop-up there. Hundreds of people showed up. Could not believe it, and it was so hot. So thank you guys. I saw people I haven't seen in so long for my hometown. I didn't know Merced really cared like that. So thank you guys so much for actually showing up. We vlogged the whole thing from here to there and back. So do me a favor, if you want to watch my very first meet and greet video, it's on the Adventures of Yola channel. It's called Merced Meet and Greet. Thank you so much. If you're in that video, leave a comment. I appreciate you guys, but let the clip roll. And this is Merced Meet and Greet on the Adventures of Yola.
boy GB here at Certified Kicks. Quick update, it's going crazy. Non-stop people are coming to take pictures with Yola. Everybody's welcoming him back to his hometown, man. Going crazy.
Up next, if you have seen anything I've been doing lately, you know Marty and I started a podcast, the Dope as Usual podcast. Without giving it away, we are doing so monumentally good. Everything is going so well. January, we moved studios with Tyson, Matt Barnes. We're all gonna be in the same studio. I'm excited, okay? We're all filming in the same spot, smoking it up. I can't wait to hang out with Tyson. Well, anyway, with that being said, the new sponsors, I told you, we have the biggest sponsors of all time coming. It's crazy. So, for everyone out there that always asks, how did you meet Marty? How did you start a podcast? Guys, from start to finish, from the moment I answered a DM for Marty until today, I give you the entire breakdown of how we do everything, how everything worked, who helped us, how it started. Go ahead and watch that. This clip you're about to see is how I started a podcast on the Adventures of Yola channel, Storytime. Storytime, I'm doing my thing on Instagram. I post, I think Storytime can essentially be a podcast. How would I go about doing this? Would you guys watch? I posted those words on my Instagram and I checked my DM a couple hours later and there's a DM from someone named Drastic Graphics. I just happened to click Marty's. I click it. The DM said, hey, saw that you wanted to start a podcast, longtime fan, would love to talk to you about starting a podcast. He says been following you for years. So that means he only put himself into position when he could be of help, not just, hey, let me work with you somehow. No, put yourself into position to be useful. So I read the DM, I'm like, all right, I'll check this guy out. I look, media management, all this stuff, Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Adam Carolla, all this. All the biggest names in podcasting and comedy, Marty works with, media managed, does all their ticket sale. That's Marty. Marty doesn't talk about it a lot, but he crushes it. That's what Marty does on his other part of his life, you know? He does all the comedians podcast stuff. He's behind the scenes. So he thought, yo, this Dope as Yola guy, I think I could help him behind the scenes and we'll make a podcast. Instead of him just helping these comedians make millions of dollars, why can't he come into position and be one of those guys? So that's how we thought about it, like, yo, I think me and you could do a podcast. Let's do it together. It took a year and like 4 months for us to find a building, schedule it, figure out the structure of how we want this show to go. So if you've been watching the Dope as Usual podcast on YouTube, Spotify, anything, thank you. Up next, guys, I've done Q&As on this channel before, but I haven't done a Q&A on the Adventures of Yola channel. I started that channel 3 years ago. It's not drug talk. So I went like, what's real life topics and questions? That's the Q&A I did on that channel. That video is called, Where Do I See Myself in 10 Years? I need you guys to go watch it. And if your question's in there, leave a comment, let me know. I like to see like, yo, that's me on Instagram. And I can associate the name and we're all a little community here. So it really helps. Thank you guys so much. So this clip is from the video on the Adventures of Yola channel. Where do I see myself in 10 years? Q&A, let it play. Who is someone who inspired you to get to where you are today? When it comes to inspired on things I would like to do, well, there's music, there's movies. Like on the podcast, GB from Merced inspired me so much to go do more stuff for people. He does so much to give back to Merced, like it makes me want to do so much more. So on that tip, yes, he inspired me on the community thing. But when it comes to making videos and stuff, I haven't met that person yet, is what I should say. But inspired me, the first time I ever felt like inspired to the max is recent. I went to New York and I watched a Broadway play. First play I've ever been to, first thing I've ever seen with curtains. I've never been in a crowd and watched stuff like a play with people speaking and dialogue. Never seen it. Watching them scenes, stage black, people move, new set within seconds. Watching these people captivate all these people, I was so inspired. I was like, I could do that right there. I can do exactly what you're doing. That was inspiring to me. Since I've been a kid, that's what I wanted to do. But I've never been inspired like, wow, that would be amazing. I think I can do that. That's what happened recently in New York. So maybe it wasn't a quick answer, but for making videos like I do, I don't really, there's not anybody really inspired me, but to make people happy, to make people stoked and make people laugh, Adam Sandler. He made my whole family laugh and I'm looking at him like, I want to do that to people. I want to make whole families come together because they laugh at me. Up next, guys, I went back to season 1 and grabbed one of my favorite stories and elaborated. Like I said, if you don't want to watch it, you don't gotta watch it. But if you do want to watch it, you just want to watch more story times, go watch basically remastered and better told, thought out and organized and better filmed. Season 1, I had grow lights and an iPhone. Remember that? First couple ones were my iPhone on a stand against a book. Grow lights, guys. So this episode on the Adventures of Yola channel is called Getting Caught by School Police Storytime. I'm not gonna give it away. If you've watched it, you remember this one, all right? You remember the campus police, us running, the bush, all that stuff. Yes, this is the same story, but told way better, you know what I mean? With reflection on how I should actually say it, talking about my dad and my mom. This episode always makes me kind of like feel stupid. Like I played my own dad. I felt bad over it. But I was a kid just trying to hang out with my friends. So when I look back, that's what kids do. As an adult, I look back like, that was a dick move. This clip I'm about to show you right now, guys, is from the Adventures of Yola channel. Once again, story time. Getting caught by school police. So, I lied to my mom. She thinks I'm with my dad, spending time. I lied to my dad. He thinks I'm doing something productive. What does that mean? Free day. I don't gotta do nothing. Let's go eat candy and ditch. But am I really ditching? I have permission to leave. But in my head, I'm like, ooh, I might as well have a license. Like, I'm not getting pulled over. So I get to the gas station across the street from school where everybody eats candy before school. And what happens when you get there and you start just talking to delinquents? Yo, I don't have to be at school. You gotta be at school? I got $5. You got $10? You got how much candy at home? Let's go. So me and like 7 of my friends, all of us decide school is not important today, we're leaving. We're walking through the field to this guy Brandon's house. His mom was like 27 and he was about 13. So his mom, I thought it was his sister when I first met her, and that's his mom. She let us eat candy, she let us drink other candy stuff. She did not care as long as we were there, not getting in trouble. Pros and cons to that route. So here we are, 13 to 14-year-olds just getting annihilated at his house early morning. It's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, remember this. So we're on the side of this house. I saw my friend eat some candy, he threw up. I've never seen anybody throw up off candy like that. So he throws up, we're all dying laughing. We're like, yo, let's go to Taco Bell. Let's go get a pizza. Let's go somewhere. Remember guys, it's early morning. Everything's closed. So what are we gonna do? Just sit at his house? We're all hungry. We're all just ate a bunch of candy. We're like, no, let's go to Circle G, the store. Taco Bell's open. Like there's stuff we can get. All 7 to 8 of us in a pack, not even being sneaky. Usually when I'm by myself, I do stealth mode. I let nobody see me on the road. Even if it's daytime, I'll hide behind buildings, wait for cars, run across the street to a bush. Because everybody knows me in that town. If they see me, they're gonna tell my mom she's gonna kill me. Up next, guys, is a never before told story. I have not talked about this. This is on the Adventures of Yola channel, exclusive, all right? So is the UFOs and a lot of other stuff, but this one is called The Video That Will Never Come Out. About 6 years ago, I filmed one of the most fun things I've ever done. Dante, Peter Dante, you know, Grandma's Boy and Wedding Singer, all that stuff. And you know, Adam Sandler's my favorite person ever. Adam Sandler movies are my favorite. Peter Dante's in all of them. And like, I've been watching him grow up my whole life. Like, he's the reason I started playing football. He's the jerk quarterback from Waterboy. That's why I started playing football, because I hated him. 20 years later, I'm chilling, hanging out and smoking with him and telling him the story about how it happened. So this episode on the Adventures of Yola channel, story time. The video that will never come out. I filmed with him, with his company, and they never gave us the footage. 4 hours of footage, me and him just ripping jokes, having fun. Never got to see it. To this day, still have not seen it. I got some pictures from that day, but this is when I realized, like, I think I could do some acting. And Dante really gave me like the motivation and advice that I still carry to this day. So if you want to see that untold story, it's on the Adventures channel. The video that will never come out, check it out. So I'm like basically squatting, holding my weight for like 3.5 hours. My legs were on fire, but I didn't want to complain, you know, like I'm chilling with Peter Dante, dude I look up to. He tells me, stay, this is great, keep it going. I didn't want to ruin it. So we get into the bathroom, guys, and Peter goes, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. He goes into one of the stalls. I go to the urinal. I want you to imagine this from underneath. Pretend you're like where the urinal is. I have my hand against the wall and I'm looking over my shoulder to see if he's looking, and I'm doing the try to dry heave and throw up without making noise. Have you ever thrown up without making noise? Not possible. So I'm sitting here going, I'm trying to throw up in the urinal. Guys, I unzipped my pants just in case that someone came around. I can go, oh yeah, I'm just peeing. I had this thought out. I was so embarrassed. I was on set for the first time and I just, and I heard him flush and I went, whoop, flushed it and just played it off. So I guess I was a pretty good actor. So I walk over to the sink to wash my hands. I didn't do anything. My hands are still clean. Start washing my hands and Peter walks up behind me and starts washing his hands. He looks at me in the mirror, looks at me and goes, bro, I almost threw up right now. The second he said it, I went, dude, I almost threw up in the urinal. He goes, bro, we've been here for like 3 hours, man. I can't eat no more candy. I'm surprised you didn't throw up already. This whole time I'm sitting there trying to hide it. And he's like, came right out with it. Almost threw up. And he's like, don't worry, man. It's happened before. Okay, and this one is the most recent story I just put up. Remember, every Wednesday I'm pumping videos out on the Adventures of Yola channel, vlogs, shopping sprees, advice, whatever we can do that's not, you know, smoking related to get on YouTube's good side. But this video is because YouTube repartnered Dope as Yola channel today, so we are on the good side, but I'm so used to saying, we're on the bad side, so I'm trying to ease back into being a YouTuber. This video is called They Tried to Jump Me. This is from season 1 Fight Story Times. The first time people plotted on jumping me and I was a child. So if you've seen this episode on the Dope as Yola channel, you remember it. But if you haven't seen it, do me a favor and go watch it on the Adventures of Yola channel. It's called They Tried to Jump Me Story Time. Now that I think about it, 3 and 4, 5-year-olds trying to jump me is the most preposterous thing I've ever heard. But it's completely true. All right, and I hope to God the kid from that story is watching this, because I know it still hurts, and I bet you can't even have kids because of it. Not for real, guys, but I'm saying, like, I cracked him. I'm sure you could tell where I cracked him, but it was bad. Remember, I lean back, I kick him with everything I have, toes up. Ah! I felt his pelvic bone, like I felt it stop. It hurt my foot. I hit him so hard, mainly because I was hurt. I was so mad. I've never even hit my sister that hard when she's beating me up. I was so hurt and mad. I just, everything I could, soccer kick. I didn't feel bad till after. The second I connected with him, the loudest scream I've ever heard as a kid. He screamed like he was being kidnapped. He started crying, wailing, like his throat hurt from screaming. And I just did this. And all his cousins backed up and started picking him up, and I ran. I didn't wait for anything. He's still screaming as loud as ever, loudest I've ever heard. And I'm like, yeah, good. And he hits the ground, and I just go like this. And I start backing up, because I've never been in a fight like that. My sister beats me up. I do this, and that's it. I'm running home. I don't look both ways. I remember I was thinking, please don't get hit by a car. Please don't get hit by a car. Boom, dip across the street and start taking off the sidewalk. I run home, I lock the door. All right, guys, Dope as Yola channel. We didn't smoke. I don't think we cussed. This is a channel first, all right? I'm trying my best. Like I said, I'm so excited. Look at that picture. That's what I want to do, Nikita. That's what kind of videos I want to do. You guys can't see it, but there's a gigantic picture of Pax and me. Don't show it, don't show it. We're on the good side right now. I don't want to show the Pax, but it's like 2017 YouTube was awesome. But we're gonna adapt, adjust, do what we can. We got the podcast going, the Adventures of Yola channel going. We have so much stuff going. Just thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you. This episode is this is an ultimate win for everyone out there that always goes, you really get played, man. They really don't mess you on YouTube. We're here. Hopefully YouTube's on the good side. They're like looking at me and smiling, and I can do my best. So for this experiment of a video, thank you for being here. Most of all, the Adventures of Yola channel, I am pumping out content. Go watch it, man. Thank you guys for supporting. I appreciate you. A lot of people go, oh, I wish I could buy your merch and support. You do not have to spend $1 to support us. All you got to do is watch, leave a comment, like, virtually high five me, bro. That's all that matters. Just being positive and motivational and letting me know you care and you really watch. Yo, it gets me through the workday. Man, I would not be able to make it through the shift and I'd have these story times. Like, that means something to me, because I was there too. I didn't have story time. I just sat through school and worked depressed and bored. But if I knew something was there to keep me motivated and stoked and laugh, work wouldn't be so bad. So that's why we do all of these, even though we don't get paid, because I know there's people out there that are waiting on it, just like I was waiting on something to happen. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting. Officially, I have been doing YouTube nonstop for just hit 4 years last week. I made this channel like 8-9 years ago, but never posted. Officially, we have been going hard consistently, weekly uploads for 4 years. Thank you guys for being here. About to be half a decade next year, consistent uploads. And another little note, in 1 month and 2 weeks, Dope as Yola, as a character, as a person, turns 10 years old. I started like November 18th, 2012. Guys, almost 10 years. And the thing I hear about everything, it takes 10 years to be successful. I agree. It takes a lot of trial and error and frustration and just being upset and not being able to pay bills just to be able to do stuff. But it worked. And if you're out there in the same position, maybe it's not this content, you might have some hiccups. There might be months and or years where you're like, it's not gonna work. But as long as you keep trying, I promise you something will pop, something will work, as long as you are putting quality out that you are proud of. With that being said, guys, now more than ever, it matters. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm a YouTuber guy now, so thank you guys so much for the YouTube program. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Until next time, guys, I'm Dope as Yola. Have a dope ass day.